This episode is brought to you by Netflix. This Monday night, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Come celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Monday Night Raw, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Be there for the moment everyone will be talking about.
Hey friends, this is Audie Cornish, host of CNN This Morning and The Assignment, and guess what? Every story you care about, every angle you want unpacked is now streaming on CNN. That means you can catch my show or other CNN programming whenever you want on your favorite device. And a subscription also gets you access to exclusive video series and unlimited articles. So subscribe to CNN at cnn.com/subscription.
Welcome back to Connect with Jonathan Mark. Wow, guys. This episode, I'm speechless. I'm hoping you guys are also going to be speechless. It's a very real case with real people like this show has been based on. Now, I want to just, share my gratitude. I want to share everything. I mean, this show has grown so much that a lot of these cases that we've been working on recently have been international. This is a Canadian case. And what's really interesting about this, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this, is the different processes of how these different countries investigate unsolved cases or missing person cases. Working a lot with all these departments in the United States, they all have like their processes that are a little different, but overall, they're pretty similar. But working with all these people that are international, because the show has grown, has been very interesting. Like the Canadian police, the French Canadian police, Australian, Ireland, all these different places have different processes of how they will use me and how they investigate just an unsolved case. And it's been very, very cool to be a part and just to learn. Now, which goes to my next thing is this show has been growing tremendously. And I'm so thankful and I'm happy that we're helping families get closure and answers to their cases. But because of that, we've been kind of spoken to, and there's been a lot of law enforcement people that we've been working with that have been asking us to not share names, to not share the vivid, dark, deep details, because it will ruin their investigation from what they are trying to do and how I can help. So you're going to see that I'm going to be saying less names. I'll probably be sticking with initials and trying to keep the very intimate stuff off air just so I don't ruin their investigation. Now, the person who's coming on today is from Canada. Her name is Candice, and this is a very intense case. And I'm telling you, you're going to be speechless like I was. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. Do you know about true crime cases and stuff?
I do.
The only reason why I'm bringing it up is because when I tap in, they kind of put images in my head to relate to what I'm about to see. So like it's kind of to make it so I understand.
Right.
The reason why I'm saying that, there's a comparison that they keep throwing. So I'm working on, like I was asked to work on a case from Amy Bradley's brother. The similarity of what I see from what is being shown to me is essentially a death in another country is the best way. So if like I'm in the United States, it happened in wherever, just outside the US, right? Canada, Mexico, wherever, right?
Right.
The problem that I see that's the similarities, because they keep showing different cases, is jurisdiction issues. So it's kind of like if something happened in another country, but they live in another country, to get access to both like governments is not easy.
Yes.
Another thing they're showing, because they're flashing my brother, it seems like a brother or a sibling of yours, because he's coming through. And there's just a whole lot I kind of want to go into with you, because, and I'm just going to be honest with you, it seems like his case, or whatever this is, because I need to dive into it a little bit more, was very like mishandled, it seems. So like yes. That's why I kind of want to go into like the logistics of this stuff, because he keeps saying, and I don't know if this will make sense to you. You know, like when you go to a place, your guard is down, right? So it's kind of like you go to, whether it's like you could go to a friend's house. I mean, you can literally go to like a vacation, whatever it is. You go somewhere where like typically your guard is, most of the time it's down, because he's saying his guard was down. Now, what he's also showing to me too, he keeps tapping, my Gatorade in front of me. Everyone knows I like Gatorade. But he keeps basically saying that he feels that, and again, I don't know if this will make sense at all, but
it is making sense.
It's like when someone poisons someone, essentially, right? So he keeps basically saying that he feels that he was, he's literally putting, and I'm not saying this is what it was, but he's putting the comparison if someone puts poison in like a drink, food, whatever it is. Again, it's like your guard is down. You're not really thinking that the people who you're with is going to do something. Now, the reason why I want to get into the logistics of it is because from my perspective, from beginning, middle to end seems to be pretty freaking like weird. And what he keeps showing to me, which I don't know if this will make sense, and I know I keep saying that to you, but I'm trying to make sense of it, I think, which is why I'm saying it. He's throwing wedding rings at me and saying that like, when someone throws wedding rings at me, I don't know if the person who they're married to or engaged to, whatever, knows a lot. And maybe is not potentially like speaking like about something.
Right.
Because he keeps throwing wedding rings at me. And what he keeps saying to me too, and I find this, again, they put stuff in my head. So that's why I'm saying this. There's a show called The White Lotus. And the White Lotus, the first season, I believe, is like when someone passes away, bringing the person from where they were on vacation back home, and the translation and everything. Because like if someone met someone, if someone like things like that, because he keeps saying from when it happened in a foreign place to getting back home, that's the whole thing he wants to talk about. Because he keeps saying that like, from my perspective, from what he's saying, I firmly believe that the case was mishandled drastically.
Yes, very much so.
And from what he's showing to me also is, I believe also that people always say like, sometimes the people who are the closest to you are the ones that, will stab you in the back.
100%.
That's what he keeps saying, that phrase to me. He keeps feeling like he was set up. He was set up is what I keep seeing. Like he keeps putting like the orchestrating of like having a drink or eating food. And then a day later, he passes away from like poison or something like that. And then what he's also saying is he keeps tapping his watch and going fast with it, saying the person who he was with seems to have moved on before he was even dead, it seems. So it seems like there's like a mismatch, or it just seems like,
wow.
Because like he keeps basically saying to me, and I'm not saying that this is exactly what happened. He's just saying the timing of things was just like pretty weird, is what he's saying. Yes. And he keeps saying like telling as well. And he's also, he also keeps grabbing onto you, and he keeps thanking you for doing this, because he keeps saying to me that no one will share his story anymore. Like people just won't talk about it, because he's saying that people believe it's a cut and dry situation, which I have to be honest with you. If I was sitting here and I saw that, I would tell you, I don't believe it was very much cut and dry at all. I think there's a lot of gray area, because he's saying to me that you leave with someone to go, again, to a friend's house or to like a vacation, whatever it is. And then, because he also seemed relatively healthy to me. Like he seemed like he didn't seem like he was like sick or anything. He seems relatively healthy. What he's also saying to me too, which is interesting, is again, he's throwing wedding rings at me, and he keeps saying like everything was not as it seemed behind closed doors. So he keeps basically saying to me that maybe the public perception, they thought that him and his spouse was happy or everything's were good, but he keeps pointing at you, saying like you knew the truth that was lying kind of behind closed doors. Like you knew that not everything was rainbows, unicorns, and butterflies, is what he's saying. And I do get that with most marriages, like nothing is smooth, but he's saying it really wasn't like that. It was him walking on eggshells, it appears to me a lot. And what he's also saying to me too was, again, whether going to a friend's house or a vacation, that was his move of trying to mend things, it seems, or trying to get everything on the right path for him for his relationship. It really does seem like that, because he seems like very much a relationship person, if I'm being honest. Like there's certain people that just thrive in relationships, and, you know, and he keeps saying to me that, you know, and again, this is so freaking bizarre. Someone foreign is living in his home or went in there. Like someone different is walking around in his home or was walking around in his home, because he's saying everything has been tampered, changed, and touched. And when they say that to me, that means everything that was once his is now tampered, changed, and touched. And what he's also kind of saying to me too is that he's hoping, and I agree with him with this, and obviously I hope from this podcast, this like episode, like things kind of bring it back to like front facing for many people, and like people can start doing this, like looking into this is what I mean. But he's saying to me that, again, he keeps saying the timing of things. This has nothing to do with his spouse. It really seems that wherever he was, because it does seem like this happened in another country, like I said, but he's saying that like the two governments, whether it's the embassies or whatever, like are not aligned like at all.
You're right.
And he's saying that's a huge issue as well, because he's saying to me to get people to kind of bring it like back up and front facing is going to be a huge hurdle.
We have no idea.
Yeah, because he's saying that you've been, and excuse my language, but busting your ass just to get like movement with this. And he's so thankful because he keeps looking at you and saying you're one of the very few people that are actually trying, from my perspective, from what he's showing to me, just to get it. Because his big thing with you is just getting closure. That's all he wants you to have. Because he feels like there was no closure. Because again, he keeps talking about the last conversation he had with you. He keeps basically saying to me, this last conversation was, he keeps saying it was like a Hail Mary to like go away with his spouse, like really to try and fix things. But he's saying to me, he should have listened to you prior. Because what he keeps saying to me about that is, it appears to me that you warned him about this person's actions, who they might be. And he's smiling, saying, always listen to your mom and your sister, is what he keeps saying. Like, you have to always listen to essentially the women in your life, is what he keeps saying. And he's saying that he's so apologetic that he, and again, it's apologetic in the sense that, not that he was like ignoring what you were saying, because that's not really it. What he's showing to me is that he tried to make it work. And he realized that it wasn't the right thing for him to do. And that's why he's so apologetic, because he feels that he doesn't want you to think that he like took what you said and was like, whatever, like, you know, screw it. Like, I'm just going to like, that's why I think he's such a good person.
He is such a good person.
Yeah, he just seems to me like such a good freaking person, because he's saying all he wanted was that Hail Mary to work. Like, that's really all he wanted.
That's all
like, he wanted a family life. Like, that's all he wanted. He wanted that. And that's why he keeps grabbing onto you, and he keeps saying, you know, what's like interesting is, if multiple people are involved in something, they'll put dots in front of me to show there's more than one person involved in a situation. And that's what he's showing to me. There's more than one person involved in this situation. And again, I'm not knocking the embassies in any way. I just think that they didn't do a fantastic job of investigating, or because like he's also saying to me, and obviously some countries have a more developed government than other countries. And I get that, but he's saying that that like that aspect shouldn't matter, because he keeps saying that it like again, like they can, and I'm using this as an example. They can't blame something on food poisoning. They can't blame something on like, you know, something as like, because he keeps saying he never had allergies. Not allergies so bad towards food, because he's saying it was very random. Like, it wasn't it. And that's what he keeps repeating, is that there's a few people, because he's putting dots, and that he keeps basically saying to me too that, and I'm here to help. So like, I just want to preface that, because like he wants me to help, and I also want to help too. But he's saying that you've been doing this on your own, and I have to say like not anymore, because like I'm going to be a part of it with you. So I just don't want you to think you're fighting this battle alone anymore, because he's saying you've really been fighting his battle, what it seems to me to be about like maybe a little bit over 5 years from my perspective. And
Yeah.
and he keeps saying that like you're not fighting this alone anymore. And he's saying that the community, it appears to me that the community is more on your side. They're just not speaking up. Like that's the thing. Because he's saying that he doesn't want people are not speaking up, and people are viewing this person as like very questionable, but they're not saying anything.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like, and he's saying that like, this is just like the cop, working with cops and just like knowing, what they will say. If the crime happened in a different country, it's hard for them to even go there to like do something.
Very hard.
And that's why I'm saying there's a couple cases that came to mind, like Amy Bradley, Yvonne DeVrive, like all their stuff happened in like different countries. So it was hard for them just to get like an answer. But like I said, I'm always here to help. It takes time to find the right therapist, to find the right person who understands your values, makes you feel comfortable, and just honestly listens to you. ZocDoc can help you find the right therapist by providing the options and details to find the right fit for you. Plus, you can instantly book the appointment directly on the website. And we're not just talking about a therapist appointment. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare all types of in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. You can filter the doctors who take your insurance and that are located nearby and a really good medical fit that you may need. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/connect to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/connect. ZocDoc.com/connect.
REI Co-op presents a perfect outdoor moment with the perfect gift.
Woo!
Picture this. You're ripping with your favorite person. Bluebird skies, blower powder, and frankly, you're skiing like legends.
So sick. Another lap?
Thanks to REI's curation, from lid to sticks, you nailed the gift.
No way. How'd you know?
Does it get more perfect than that? Give without guessing. Shop in store or visit rei.com.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kann du Norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kann du Norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Can you please share with everyone about this? And then obviously we'll set up a time like I do with everyone off camera so we can go into a little bit more of the private stuff that I feel like we shouldn't share on here.
So basically in March of 2017, my brother and his fiance of 12 years that he was engaged to went to Dominican Republic for a vacation. They went with another friend of theirs and his partner as well, and their young son. He was about 10 years old at the time. So they went to Dominican Republic, and basically my brother's fiance came back without him. He 3 days into their vacation, he died. So upon her arrival back to Canada, because I'm from Ontario, after my brother's death, this was about 2 days after she arrived back home. She came to my house, and upon her arrival, there was some strange man driving my brother's car upon them arriving to my home. I didn't know who he was. And they walked up to me, and she claimed she had met this man in Dominican. And he pretty much came back with her, and he moved into my brother's home a day after she got back. And then they went to Vegas and got married within 6 months, and they now have a child. So he pretty much replaced my brother. Okay. So when my brother had died there, it was very fast. It was pretty well within the first 24 hours of him arriving to Dominican, he was already in bed ill. Now, I'm going based on as much information as I can get from my brother's best friend that went to Dominican with them, okay? He's saying that when they were there, within the first 24 hours, my brother was complaining of, just feeling just not well, like flu-like symptoms kind of. And the first night that they were there, my brother didn't even go out with them because he wasn't feeling well. He stayed in bed, like the first night they were there. And he said they just went to like the little restaurant in the resort and just kind of had a bite to eat. He said, and while they were there, so it was my brother's friend, my brother's fiance, and my brother's friend's girlfriend. While they were eating at this bar, this man came up to them and approached them and said hello. And apparently that's how they met. They met this strange man in Dominican that just happened to be from the same city that we live in. Apparently they met there. That's what she claims. That's what everybody said. And I don't believe that for a second. So this man inevitably moved back with her and moved to my brother's home. But within the first 3 days, my brother went from being in the resort hotel room, not feeling well, to the like actual resort doctor coming to check him out the next morning, to giving him an IV with like just for like hydration. So they thought perhaps it was a hydration issue, maybe sunstroke, but he had never even been in the sun yet. They arrived at nighttime, so I don't know what that was about. But they put him in the hospital within the third day, and he was on ICU within 12 hours of being in the hospital. And within 12 hours after that, on day 3, he went into cardiac arrest and died from septic shock due to gastrointestinal issues and a heart attack. So basically, what I'm under the impression, and this is what I thought since the day that she showed up to my house with some strange man, she did something to my brother. This is what I know for a fact in my heart. I've known since the day that she arrived back without him. I didn't actually know exactly how for about 3 to 4 years. Okay. And then it wasn't until I was actually watching a trial, like court TV, watching a trial online of this woman who had poisoned her best friend with tetrahydrozoline, which is Visine eye drops.
Oh.
Or nasal spray decongestant.
Okay.
So the active ingredient is tetrahydrozoline, and it's a vascular constrictor, right?
Right.
So if you use it topically like it was meant to be used, everything's fine. But if you ingest it orally, it goes down into your organs, and then it will shut every organ of your body down and kill you rapidly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and the only reason that I found this out was because I was watching this trial on TV about this woman that did this to her friend. And she pulled up the forensic doctor or whatnot when she was on the stand. She pulled up the autopsy report of this woman. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, Jesus, that looks really familiar to my brother's. And I mean, word for word, every single cause of death, it was like mirroring each other, the autopsy. And that's how I figured it out. I'm like, oh my God. So I pulled up, I'm looking at my brother's autopsy and it's word for word the exact same. I'm like, this is crazy. And the thing is like, it all clicked to me because I mean, like my brother and his fiance were like highly addicted to decongestant nose spray. My brother, because he had his nose broken as a kid by somebody and he could barely breathe. I don't know what her reasonings were, but for years, that's like, they just used nose spray on a daily basis all the time. And that's the main ingredient. It's tetrahydrozoline, and it will kill you within, if you put like one or two bottles into somebody's drink, you'll be dead within a few days. And it's odorless, it's tasteless. And I mean, like, so basically it's like this. My brother went with her. He didn't come back. She, again, like I said, moved this man into the house to the point where we hadn't even had my brother's funeral service yet. Okay.
That's crazy.
And he was already living in the house. He was at my brother's home while the funeral was happening. This has all been uncovered over the past 8 years. I've dug. And I have really, really worked my ass off to try to find out as much as I can, because working with Dominican official, it's been virtually impossible. I've spent 8 years just trying to today, every day I work on this. Today, before I was on here with you, I'm still talking to the embassy. I have so much information compiled from this that literally I've not gone. So basically, I put a request in with the RCMP to open an investigation, and I haven't even heard back from them. Okay. Not even once. And that was in July. I haven't actually physically walked in there yet because This has been a really, really tough road for me. My mom and dad have since passed away over the past 2 years since then. So it's just me and my daughter. She's 14. And I haven't felt like I know in my heart, and I feel like I have enough to go into the station and say, hey, this is what I think's happened. But that's a heavy thing to say. That's a big allegation to make. But I wanted today to just kind of give me hopefully some sort of puzzles to just fit together. And you know what, like everything you said was exactly to a T what's going on. My brother was engaged to this woman. She did something to him. And I know that from the bottom of my heart. And I do believe that it was administered in his drink, like poison.
Well, like I said, I'm here to help. And from what he showed me, you've been busting your ass with this. Like that's,
I have been.
And like that's why he's so happy and thankful. Aside from many other things too.
I just feel like I just keep going in circles because like I was told by the Canadian Embassy, you need to hire a lawyer in Dominican Republic because they need to facilitate, the communication barriers. And so that's what I tried to do. And it's like, I just don't have enough money to do these things. They didn't, and a lot of things were overlooked, like the toxicology. Like they only do a single panel testing in toxicology.
Yeah, I know.
Basic.
Yeah.
This is something on next level, and the problem is like she lied on the death certificate. I mean, it goes from anything from the paperwork to mishandling of everything on both parts, on her, on the officials, everywhere. It's just none of it. It's so overwhelming. There's so much information that I've compiled that is just so much misconduct. And I just don't know where to start.
Well, yeah, that's kind of why like I with these cases, and now I'm happy I kind of like can see what it is,
right?
Like the type of case and stuff. We do this stuff off camera where I can give you like like the stuff that like I should not be saying on here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Yeah, so like I wanted to give you like an overview of what I saw, like the most kind of like PG type of way that I can, but. Like, obviously, after this, we'll exchange emails.
Yeah, please.
We'll go from there. And I just want to say, like, from the bottom of my heart, like, I really appreciate you coming on and, like, sharing your story and, like, trusting in me just to help even 1%. So I just want to say thank you so much for doing this.
I want to say, you have no idea what, and it was a big decision for me to make. This is the first time I've spoke publicly about this ever in my life to anybody. So, and I really, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I really, really picked and choose who I wanted to share this story with because you have a true gift. And I really do feel like, I knew whatever the outcome would be today with whatever you could get from this situation was either way. At the end of the day, I feel like you're giving me some immense amount of closure. Just, I have some more answers, and so basically it's safe to say that what you're saying is like it's identical to what I thought. And it's actually mind blowing. I'm just like, wow, I'm shocked. I'm not, but I am at the same time.
Well, I'm shocked. I always get shocked when I do this stuff. So like,
I can imagine. Like, you have a serious gift. It's like unbelievable. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Candice, thank you so much for coming on and trusting in me just to help even 1%. Like, it means everything to me. Guys, please do not forget to follow all my social medias at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at Jonathan Mark Medium. It really helps me out. And also, please do not forget to rate and review the show 5 stars. It really helps the show grow. And that's the whole purpose of this, to help these families get answers from all different types of people. And guys, if you're affected by a case, please send an email, connectjonathanmark@gmail.com. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.